and watch the short with you guys right now. So would have liked to got short a little bit better, but the issue that we have with Padeas and also Bulanox sometimes is you have to wait a few seconds after the market opens to let you enter. So I feel like I kind of got shorted about 10 or 20 points on this move because I was hitting the sell button as soon as I could. Like I literally had to close out this trade because literally I jumped in and just started pounding the short button. I'm like, there we go. We had the mic turned down. I was telling everybody how we were giving the 3-inch Punisher to the short button when the market opened. Oh, shoot. Looking for this button right here. The 3-inch Punisher. I think it's just going to be a slow grind all the way down to 8:30. All right. I guess we'll just jam out some music. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you guys took the shorts. We've talked about this short for quite a while. I've pointed it out multiple times. I didn't start the stream as the short was happening. I just took it because I knew it's a short that I always take. So I want to target much bigger, but I think we're just gonna do the 50 to 60% of the move. So we're gonna target the 832s down here. We're still about 50 points away. I was very tempted, man, because, man, I just feel like if we can break this area here, man, we just got this whole wick to the downside, but don't know how much I want to risk it. So I think we're just going to play it safe and see if the nasty girl can run this wick down here. This was pretty much the kind of that quick wick down this morning before we just kind of had a nice trending day. To me, it was kind of tough trading this morning. I know I do not do well whenever we get candles where it messes up the patterning of the market, where we have like these 100-point boner candles straight up. It's to me, I don't know why, but for some reason I struggle anytime we have this type of pattern set up. I don't know why I do, but I mean, it just went straight up all day long. But I just feel out of rhythm whenever the market gets messed up like this. But this evening, we were already kind of watching it as the market was closing. We were getting out of that ICT kill zone, and I was like, man, as soon as the market opens, I was already pounding the short button. But if you use Padeas, Bulanox, and there may be a few others, for some reason, they don't let you take trades as soon as the market opens. Usually there's like a 30-second delay or a minute delay or something. So I'm kind of hoping this leg right here holds. If it does stop us out, what we'll do is we may re-enter this. So if for some reason it pulls back and reruns this leg, hope it doesn't. Hope we kind of keep the same type price action as we did the day where we just make higher lows all the way up and no one ever got stopped out. Let's see here. So we were red on one of our fundeds today and green on the other. So it was just, I swear, one of those days. What's up, Christian? How are you doing? All right, what am I missing here? I'm hoping in about 10 minutes we get a little bit more movement. We could just kind of grind for the next 10 minutes until the Tokyo session opens. So just have to be patient and wait and see what happens. And I may even move this up a little bit more. If it gets close, I would move it right above the 900. Hopefully everyone had a okay trading day. Like I said, I feel like I was on the struggle bus today. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I don't feel like I had the best trading session today. There was a couple winners that, there was like the one loser. It should have been a winner, and just, I don't know. It just kind of started out that way. It's frozen. Oh. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, guys. I got to get a charger. I forgot to charge my tablet. Sorry. Dun, dun, dun. So I'll point out this trade, how we entered. We've been pointed this out multiple times. You'll get this like maybe twice a week, most of the time. Very often that you'll see this 3 times a week. This is, like I said, a trade setup that usually happens at least twice a week, and you get really nice moves. Unfortunately, it did happen last night too. So this thing has happened for back-to-back nights. You don't get that too often either. So for this setup to happen back-to-back is pretty insane. And it usually pays really big. So this is the one thing where we look for it to break out of the kill zone area from. All right, let me pull up the charts real quick. I'll have to close some of this stuff down because I got so much stuff open on here. So this is kind of. Dude, trust me, I want to target that, but I don't know if we'll get, I'm not sure what's going to happen at those 34s down there. That's where our target is. That's what we're aiming for on this is 32, right below this wick. I really want to, I want to attempt to go down there, but I don't know. This is kind of your 60% pullback. So this is kind of like right into that golden pocket discount area. So, and that's between the 50 and 60%. So, but like I said, we broke out of this area again tonight on that kill zone area. Like I said, I want it to be short around the 40s and 50s on this trade here. But as you can see, as it opened, it pushed down really fast. And the time I was able to hit the sell button, we're already in the 20s. So, and that's how we entered tonight. So it was a little later than I wanted it to be, but then we also got it last night. Look, this was the last night when we just kept pounding. I think we made over $100 last night in the Tokyo session too. It actually pushed us over $1,000 on this account. So we're up 26,137. We need to make about 400 more bucks to pass. So hopefully next week or two we can get to that area. Oh. Then Sunday, you can almost do that. Sunday, I don't think we got that. Was that Sunday? No, that was last Thursday. Oh, that was Sunday's price action. See, I think we only got one setup from, well, no, it did pay one day last week, but you had to basically, it didn't happen until almost 10 o'clock at night before it got to sell off. And I think we even took this one. We just left it sitting on there, if I'm not mistaken. This one, that was a no-go. Like I said, you're lucky enough to get it maybe twice a week. So, but just how we enter. And we just put on the ICT kill zones and in the evenings, and once it breaks out and finds structure below this level and a little retest, and that's usually where we try to get short. So now we're just going to see if we can hit our target. I want to really keep it at break even up there, but I'm scared if I leave it up there that, you know, anything could happen and that thing could come back and just stop us out. We don't take anything. This way we can at least lock in around 50 or 60 bucks. I'd much rather have the 200 bucks. Hopefully this leg right here will hold right here, and we'll just continue down, and then we can just kind of bring it into profit a little bit more. What's up, Brown Ninja? We're doing pretty good. We're just here on the Asian market watching the grind. We've been short. I wasn't streaming when I shorted. I got short as soon as the market opened. I'm talking about I literally was pounding the button at 6 o'clock. So we've been in this trade for an hour. So I think even Methodical Man's in the trade, but he got home a little late, so he didn't get to grab it in time. Not up there. I think he got in a little later. We're targeting 832. I have 2 accounts that I trade strictly in the Asia market. It's my Padeas accounts. So I only trade those 2 accounts in Padeas. My normal, like all my funded accounts that I trade are all in the New York session. I'm hoping by the end of the month, I'll have one of these Padeas account funded, and then I can continue holding, trading a funded account in the Asia market. So that's the goal. And these accounts I have to trade small because when you first get them, they're only like $500 in drawdown because they're static accounts. So you have to be careful with them. You can't really trade no more than like 1 to 2 micros. Like this whole trade, this trade here was just 1 micro trade. That's all this was. So 1 micro trade. We're up 122 with 1 micro. But like I said, these are small accounts. These are only 25K accounts. You only get $500 in drawdown, so you really can't over leverage these accounts. Not at least unless you build up a little buffer. If we can start pushing down here, then maybe possibly make a new leg. We'll try to take 10 more points out of this and have our stop loss right above this leg here. I like to see like a quick push down to 50 right here, then kind of pull back, maybe retest the bottom of this. Kind of like how this push down, then pull back and retest the bottom of this. So this way we just kind of keep that trend level going. We got about 3 minutes before Tokyo opens. I'm hoping we get a little bump in volatility here. How was your trading today, Brown Ninja? We were red on one of our fundeds. We were like $300 in the red on one, then we made $300 on another. So, no. I live, I do pretty normal. It's just my day is busy whenever I stream and work all day. I didn't work today, but usually I stream in the morning. You'll see me hop off the stream around 11:30. And I have to go to work for at least a few hours, and then I'll come back in the evening and stream again from 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock my time until somewhere between, 9 and 10. So it's a pretty busy day. Same here. I went in a little heavier on one of my fundeds tonight, Ninja, I think, or today. And so it cost me 10 points, or about 15 points, actually. And what's really annoying, I knew it was going to work. And literally the very next candle, man, it sold down like almost 30 points. And I was looking just for 10 points. I was just too scared to risk that much. Where I should have waited for, and I didn't, is the, what do you want to call it? The previous day close. For anybody that's looking for a super easy mechanical trade, that previous day close is literally, I think, a 60-70% win loss. What's up, Chase? Yes, we're using Padeus. Those are right now, those are the only counts that I trade in the evening. That's why I'm on Quant Hour. Most people that watch me, I usually trade strictly on Ninja. But in the evenings, when the market is slow and I don't have to be as fast and quick with moving my contracts around or buying and selling contracts, I use Ninja because I cannot do that on Quant Hour. I'm not that good with Quant Hour. I struggle with Quant Hour. So I use it on the Asian markets. It's so slow. It gives me time to move stuff or correct mistakes that I may make. So, like, I have a hard time adding and buying contracts with this. Yeah, I bought these Padeus accounts when they were $8. Did you get any of those $8 accounts around the Black Friday / Cyber Monday? I was hoping that they would run another $8 special, but they haven't ran one yet. I'm waiting. As soon as they do, I'm gonna pick up some more. I'm not sure which ones you're. I think that if you're running the 50Ks, they're a little bit more. Yep. Okay, see, I think that's a good deal. If you're good at passing accounts and staying small, those Padeus 25 static accounts are only $55 all in. I mean, to me, that's like super cheap for anybody looking for cheap accounts. But the only thing is, you got to stay small. You can't be, a few micros, because $500 is not a lot if you go, in with the mini or 10 micros. You can knock out $500 in 25 points. And being on the nasty girl, she'll eat 25 points up no time, especially in the New York session. I think that's why I choose to trade these accounts in the Asia market, Chase, because I've taken losses on these accounts, but most time it's always like $50 here, or I'll win $50 most nights, then I'll lose 50, 60 bucks. Okay, so you started off running the 2 micros, then you jumped up and hit the 10. Nice. Yeah, if you can build up to say $500 and give yourself that $1,000 buffer, I mean, I guess that's kind of would be the idea if you want to up your micros, is to build a little buffer. Yeah, I'm hoping to have mine pass pretty soon. If I close the trade out now, we would still need what, 300 and something dollars, 375. I'm hoping to hit this 32 down there, and that'll give us pretty much close to 200 bucks on this, and that'll knock us up to almost 26,200. So then I only got to make 300 bucks. But I don't usually get always 100 bucks every night in the Tokyo market. Usually it's like more like 50 or 60 bucks. I hardly, $100 is maybe once or twice, or once a week. Sometimes I'm lucky twice. It's usually hard to get that much in the Asia market when you're just going in with 1 or 2 micros. Thanks for the follow, Chase. Yeah, if you're looking for a good entry to enter at night, definitely look for this setup that it's almost like if you could catch this once a week or twice a week, I mean, it would pay really big. You just got to install, if you use TradingView, just install your ICT kill zones. And just when the PM starts at 5 o'clock, you just want to see if we lose this PM session and find support. So you want to see it push the PM, bounce back up, hit resistance, and it hardly ever comes back. It only comes back in the London session. So this same setup happened last night, but it took till the New York session. So we also took this trade last night. We made over 100 bucks last night too on the, I didn't stream, but we made over 100 bucks last night in the trading session, because I was sitting here watching this. We were just pound, just pounding that area at the PM session. Then we started losing it. I think I took like 50 points out of this and just got off. And as you can see, it went down all night long. It didn't come back until the New York session. So like I said, if you can get this trade once or twice a week, I mean, and make 100 bucks like on a small, like, the 50K accounts or something, or 25K accounts, especially on these Padeas accounts. Whew. All right. Hopefully this area here will hold. This is kind of where I said I hope we get a little push down. I just want to see this right here hold, the bottom of this leg. I'm hoping and eventually we'll get a nice another push down. And this way we can use the bottom of this as our support, then bring our stop loss to here. I'd like to get a trade on my other account, but I don't know if it's too late to go short though. My luck, if I try to enter on that other account, it'll just go straight back up. I've had a headache most of the evening. I don't know if I've been staring at the screen too much lately or if making my eyes hurt. I had some blue light glasses, but I don't know what I did with them. Yeah, guys. So most time I don't usually get on around 5 o'clock, but if for anybody that's new here, I take this trade here every time it presents itself. If you just are joining us this way, if you want to enter it earlier and just put your just put short or long or wherever way it's going. And most time I did start out with my stop loss pretty high up because I didn't want to get wicked out. So like I said, we entered this trade at 6 o'clock tonight. And I was red today for most part. So I tried to take a little 10-point trade off of the 900 level today. And it did push up, but it was in this kind of like wiki mess. It just was not clean at all. The cleaner trade, if I was a little bit more patient, was this one here. And that was the 931 trade. And that was the previous day close. If I had my Ninja chart, well, I can show you what it looks like on Ninja. It looks a lot cleaner on Ninja. Let's see. Is this it? Yeah. So this big yellow line that you see on my thing, it'll say previous day close here. And it would have been this one right here. So you would have got a nice 10-point winner off of the previous day close. And this really has a really high win percentage. I try to take it as much as I see it. If I need a trade, it's usually got a 60 to 70% win rate if you're just looking for a 10-point trade. And it's always the previous day close. You just want to usually take it after the first 30 minutes of the market being open, because usually for that it's can be kind of iffy just because the volume is a little high. I wish I was on here. I had to run somewhere this evening. I wish I would have taken the this trade here. So I was looking for like a little 10-point short here. You probably would have got it if you waited to kind of push up to the 26,000. I feel like that 26,000 would have been your nice first short off of this candle here. And what did you get? Almost a 60, 50-point pullback. Then another little thing you can do is whenever we push above the previous day high and just sell back underneath it. And so I've been noticing that more lately too. If you're just looking just for like support and resistant mechanical moves, just wait for you to run the previous day high, wait for us to break back below the previous day high, find some support. As you can see, this candle right here, you sold down, but then you had this little green candle push back up and find support. Then it was just straight downtown. So these are the charts I usually trade on, the Ninja charts during the daytime. I still feel like this is a good sign. This is a good consolidation for hopefully the very next move will either maybe the next 15-minute candle here at 8:15 will give us the push. The only thing we really got to worry about, I don't know if we'll have to, but you never know, is that, 50% pullback here. If you pull fib on this whole leg here. I mean, I don't think we'll get that big pullback. I think you could almost go leg to leg. I think you could almost go leg to leg on this. Anytime that you're getting 20% pullbacks on these legs, usually like 20 to 30%, more likely the trend's going to stay super, super strong. So like this one was 38%. The next one was 38%. So kind of keeping that same rhythm here. Let's see. This one was 20%. So 20%. Then the next one. And that one's also 40%. For anybody that likes to pull fib on your legs here. Once we get this next leg down, once we break, I'm hoping we still break to the downside. We're going to bring our stop loss down to 88 here. This way we'll have at least 40 points locked in. Because I think if we can consolidate here, make another 10, 20 point to the downside towards the 50s, and then you can use the bottom of this as your resistance. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I've been on the struggle bus today. I feel just so blah today. What sucks is this might be our only good move tonight, and tomorrow morning could suck butt because I think we have CPI numbers tomorrow morning, so it could be choppy as crap. That's what got me this morning during the market was that I didn't get my entry that I usually like to take for that 15-minute break, and it was so tough because we were just consolidating sideways. Then we just had that huge candle this morning. And it was so, like, all I could do was just sit there and watch it. Like this right here. This is what I mean. Look, we were just consolidating sideways. And it just literally, I did not expect us to just blast up 200 points or 150 points. Like, there's just nothing you can really do here but watch it. Because you can't jump in because the one moment you jump in, this thing's just going to yank back 40 or 50 points, which it didn't today, but a lot of cases that's what it does. So it was just one of those days. So, excuse me. And I can show you guys what I'm looking for in the AM session on our funded accounts. All right, looks like we're finally trying to break out of this little box here. We got a little idiot box here that we've created, so hopefully we'll get out of this box here. I'm hoping this trend stays where we just make these little boxes and just keep. So yeah, I trade per the moment. I don't do any holding trades for a long time. Well, I mean, I have been holding this trade for a long time, but most of my trades I don't usually hold that long. The Asian market's a little different. I don't get this setup every night. This is just one setup that I take if I'm able to be at the charts when it happens. Sometimes this trade happens right when the market opens like it did today. But some nights, like I said, you don't get this setup every night. Like I said, I've been pretty much short since the market opened at 6 o'clock. I don't really look at stocks. All I do is look at the future contracts on the NASDAQ. So I look at the same charts every single day. I don't go out and look for like stocks to trade, or I don't usually trade like gold, silver, or a lot of the oil or whatever, a lot of the commodities. I just strictly do future contracts. And this way I look at the same set of candles every day. And it almost like you just get used to just looking at the same things every day over and over. I mean, I know, I guess it can be kind of boring and repetitious, but it's a lot easier than going out looking for stocks that may or may not make a move for that day. Come on. Like I said, once we break this box, we will be going to the downside. Is that what you trade, Decom? is stocks. You go and look for stocks to trade. Do you do like penny stocks? You're in a social project where you need to make the most money on the stocks within the 4 months. Huh. I don't guess I've ever heard anything like that before. Excuse me. Sorry if I keep yawning, guys. I don't know. I feel super tired this evening. Okay, so you are doing the penny stocks. Oh wow, that's a lot of money. Like that's actual hard cash 250K, or is that like a? I mean, I guess so. If you're trading stocks, I'm not sure if prop firms let you do stocks. I'm not positive on that. Oh, it's a. Oh, okay. So it is. It's a simulator for the project. Oh, okay. Someone just pulled ahead of you. So do you win? How much do you win? Like a prize if you win first place? Oh, it's a $50 gift card to whatever I want. Okay. Guys, these are 5 minute candles. You can kind of get an idea of how long we've been consolidating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's that? 45 minutes. We've just been just sitting. Yeah, you could end up with another nice trade in the London session. This thing could just drop all night long until London. Then once the London's hit session, it'll pop back up here. What's up, OG? How are you doing today? Thanks, man. Have a good evening. Hope your team wins if you're watching your team tonight. Yeah, there's just not really a lot to do here, guys. We just kind of just started trading sideways. I'm hoping we can break out of this box in a minute and get moving down. What's up, Jose? How are you doing tonight? What's up, Billy? How are you doing? Thank you for the light, Billy. Guys, if you're just joining us, we've been short for quite a while now. We've been short probably for the last hour and a half. Right now, we're just kind of consolidating sideways. For anybody that's new to trading Asia market, this is pretty normal where it just goes sideways and you'll have to wait 30 minutes to an hour. Then it'll finally break out to whatever direction. It went good. Yeah, we've been staying pretty consistent since December as far as trading on TikTok. Usually we do it in the morning times for a few hours, then we do it in the evenings for a few hours. I'm still grinding the same accounts I think we had during Christmas that time, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks for the follow, OG. Yeah, we still do a lot. Mostly, like most all my kids are pretty much grown. We have grandkids now, so I think Christmas is probably more fun with the grandkids that we have little kids around now. I think the younger one's like 2 years old. But most all my kids are grown. They're all between 26 and 20. So oh, you took a break from the charts? I never take breaks in the charts, man. What's up, Mac? How are you doing? Pretty good tonight. We got a nice setup right there at the opening. We shorted the outbreak of the PM there. We shorted this, our ICT kill zone PM low. Once it gets outside of this low zone and hits a little retest, we look for a short, and we pretty much have been short since this area. We just didn't get the entry we wanted tonight because with some of the prop firms, it's kind of a little delay within the first, say, 30 seconds. And the time I was able to enter, it was already down to the 30s. So that's why my entry is at 28 instead of up here around the 40s or 50s, because I was already going to hit the sell button before the market even, like I was ready to hit it as soon as the market opened tonight. Like I was already spamming it. Unfortunately, I had to close out my trade because I actually went in with like 5 or 6 micros, which is a lot for this account. Really don't want to see this area break back up. You want to see the consolidation holding here. Since we have all these downward wicks down here, just keep hitting these wicks till hopefully we break out to the bottom side eventually. This is not crypto. This is the NQ. So the letters are right here. MNQH6. So H6 or the H stands for March. So these are March contracts. I don't ever really do a lot of crypto. I wonder if some of the prop firms are finally allowing you to trade crypto. I know they're allowing people to trade like gold and silver. And I just also heard another streamer today talk about Lucif will allow you to trade micros on silver now, because before you really couldn't trade minis on silver because it would just wreck your account because they were like what, $50 a point. So it's really hard to trade contracts when they're that expensive and you got silver moving the way it is. Now, when you talk about trading crypto, are you going in and out of trades, holding it for a day, or you like holding it for a while? Like that's the only type of crypto I've ever done. Like where you was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy some crypto and put it on a cold wallet or something. Okay, you like stocks? Okay. See, I don't ever trade stocks either. It's just pretty much future contracts only for me. Dude, this thing is just grinding. Holy goodness. Oh, listen to some different music or something. Goodness. Let's see. All right. Listen to some music. Make the day go by. I almost wish I had a cup of coffee. Let me know if you check out the charts. Which charts is that? Dope. You said you're getting a huge lift in lithium. Oh, are you over there trading the metals, Papa? A lot of people have been trading the metals lately. I've seen so many videos of people talking about trading silver lately. Okay, it's a cannabis stock. Okay. I remember those when they started coming out. I haven't heard much on them in a while, but I think I remember those when those started coming around. Oh, goodness. Whew. Sorry if I keep yawning, guys. I said I was pretty tired. Pull up the Lipton. Let me see if it'll let me on these accounts real quick. Let me get a different chart real quick. Let me turn this off real quick this way. All right. So what is that? What is that under? Just LLIT or LTI? LTI. It's not coming up on mine. I might not have it because I think I only have access to the futures. I can pull it up on. Let me see if I can pull it up on the TradingView charts. Yeah, the NASDAQ is super choppy tonight. All right. Is it one of these, Papa? Well, it didn't allow me to do it. Huh. Oh well. For some reason it wouldn't come up. Like I said, it's probably because I don't have the data. Like, when you sign up for stuff. Okay, let's see. Is it one of these here? Wait, that's a LT. I put LI. Does it look like one of these? Oh, it's the Canadian Stock Exchange. Okay. All right, wait a minute. Let me. I wasn't looking at your messes there. Dope. Yeah, I'm thinking we could be getting ready for a drop here. We've been consolidating for the last 50 minutes. So we're targeting 832 is our target. Global Lithium Battery is the ticker. Okay, I'll try it again. Uh-oh. Like I said, once we lose this area, we're going to bring our stop loss down to 88. And this way we can at least lock in 40 points. Yeah, it's telling me I don't have data. I don't think it's going to sweep back up there, Shiny Monk. Not until it at least runs those 32s. I think it'll have to run those 32s first. I don't think it's going to run that. I think it's going to continue down. The only issue I have, am I leaving a lot on the table? Because I really want to target the 759s just because we got this big old gap here with nothing there. I just man, do we just waterfall as soon as this gap hits? All right, so we at least got 40 points locked in here. Sorry about this, guys. I lost my one chat, dude. Give me a minute to try to get it back. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. I lost the TikTok chat. Yeah, it's already in profit. So I'm following these consolidation zones down. So anytime that we have a breakout of the consolidation zone, I will put my stop loss here. So my last one was here at the top of this pullback here. So as right now, we're getting about a 30-point pullback or 30% pullback if you like to pull fib. So if you pull fib on every single leg, it's around 38%. So if you pull fib from here to here, it's 38%. And you can almost go down all the way, and it's almost the same all the way. 38%. This one, I don't know if this one made it to 38%. I'm thinking it was only 20. So, and that means it's still a strong, that just means the bull or the bears are still in control. Whenever you don't get any kind of deep pullback, you just keep getting these 20 and 30% pullbacks. You're not buying back into the discount area, and it's staying in premium. As far as the individual legs go, not the overall inner side leg. If you want to pull the correct fib, you would need to pull this whole leg right here. So then you would go that's about right. Let me get that. Let's see. Oh, all right. All right, to pull, man, we may get all the way down. A lot of times in the PM session, you'll just run the 50%. So this is why we're targeting 32, because that's right there at the 50%. It's really not way back in, because I don't know. I still think that we could possibly run these 760s tonight, but I think to be on the safe side, we're just going to go with the 732. That'll be 50% of this total leg from today. So if you pull fib from here to here, which was the bottom at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and to 3 p.m. or 3 p.m. whenever the market hit the high today, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. So this is why we're targeting 50% of the move. No, it actually also lost. It took a little bit for the for me to get in profit because it was so grindy and slow. So we had to be patient and wait. All right, so I'm pretty sure as soon as we hit that 50, we may find more resistance and it'll just start consolidating again. What's going to suck if we hit my target and it just like dumps off? I want to switch to my other account and see if we can find a trade. This way, if we do break through all this, I can possibly get a new entry. We're just looking for us to run this wick here is all we're doing. So this wick plus 50%, and we could get a bounce here at the 50%. And that would be almost, 96 points? And it's not like we make a huge amount because, like I said, we're trading small. And you pretty much have to on these accounts I'm using. Man, we're only like less than 20 points away here, guys. All right, we'll lock in 50 just in case it pulls back up. We'll kind of zoom in a little bit. That way it's a little easier to see. What's up, man? How are you doing today, Joseph? Oh, trust me, Aaron. I want to take it down there, but I don't want to like it hit that 30, run that wick, and shoot back up. I don't think it will, but there's that possibility. So, and we've been holding this trade for an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm okay just taking the points at the 32 level. We got 50 locked in. I mean, that would only be like 20 points from my stop loss. So now if we get below 40, I may try to lock in 10 more. Or what we can do is just follow the 5-minute candles down. And maybe that'll be the safe play here. Is instead of taking profit here, is follow the 5-minute candles. Same here. I got in at 928. I jumped in as soon as the market opened. I personally feel like it's got more. I may just follow my 5-minute candles down. We got 55 seconds left on this candle. Do want it to come back up here and retest here. I still see no sign of this thing coming back up anytime soon here. I mean, can we get a pullback? Yes, but I just don't think it's coming back. I don't think it's going to come back until London session, if it does come back. Yeah. That looks like a sign of a consolidation there, guys. We could pull back up and retest this. So pull back up, kind of retest the 70s where we're testing the bottom of this previous range. Where was your entry up there, Marcus? Oh no! Wait, what happened? Oh, I thought I saw a drop. I was like, whoa. The safe place for your stop's going to be above all this consolidation because it could come up and hit the bottom of this these wicks. I don't think it'll get through right away, but it could possibly come back and hit it. I think we're just going to keep our stop loss right above it. That's still locking in right at 50 points. Oh, you're holding LITOF. Yeah, those are kind of new to me, Papa. It's reversing at my stop loss. Is that what you're saying, Brown Ninja? Okay, so you're over there in isn't that crypto that Papa? My eyes are killing me tonight. I don't know. If you're new to trading, I don't even know if I would recommend putting your own money in. Now, if you're going to buy like stocks or crypto or something to hold, maybe, but not to trade. Like, not to take trades on it every day. Now, I mean, if you're just looking to buy something, I'm not familiar with a lot of stocks. I mean, I guess it depends on. Are you talking about trying to take actual trades? And I guess it all depends on what kind of trading too, because with stocks, unless you're putting in 25K, I think you're only limited to day trading. So you would have to do futures. I think they still have that rule. Like if you're like, unless you have $25,000 in an account, I think you're only allowed like 1 or 2 trades a day, or 3, if I'm not mistaken. So you would have to trade futures if you're going to trade your own money. Man, this thing could just rip back up there. We might get stopped out here. That's okay. We'll just take our 50 points and move on to the next one. So right here, you kind of want to see the bottom of all these wicks hold. So but if you don't want to waste a lot of your money out the gate, I would probably recommend just using prop firms. Just because most of us that puts money in an account and try to day trade with it will lose our money. Unfortunately, it's just part of the process. So if we get stopped out here, let's see. We will switch accounts and see if we can grab a trade with this other account of ours. Man, this thing's looking. This is almost like a inversion play here where you got basically you printed through this bearish fair value gap, printed outside of it. And so. Woo. Squeeze. Look at her squeeze. All right. All right. Let's see if we can find an entry on our other account now since we got stopped out by that one. Man, my mouse is. Come on. My mouse is broken or something. I still say this thing moves down. That was a 21 touch there at the 80s. Are you long or short, Monk? Did you take the inversion gap trade? Short? Okay. Nice. I still feel like this is just a pullback here. Oh, you're stopped out. Let's pull fib on this whole leg and see if we can get an idea about where we could. So possibly could get a 50% pullback here into the 30s. Don't short. Yeah, it seems like the market only goes up, Papa. No doubt. All right, so we're going to see if we can find us a new entry somewhere. So what was that? Somewhere in the 90s. I think this is just a pullback for us to move back down. I still don't see how we don't run those these lows here at the 32s. We're kind of back in that same this is really not like a the strategy or the setup as far as the what we shorted was back up here. This right here would just be kind of a break out of the consolidation zone. And this would just be kind of like eval trading. It wouldn't be like a setup. Most of my funded setups are all they happen in the morning time. So let me see if I can find my page for you, and I'll tell you how we entered real quick. Oh, it's right here. So basically what I do is, like, we don't get this every night. So what I'm looking for in the evenings before the market opens, I'm looking for us to get outside of the PM session in these ICT kill zones. Almost pretty normal. If we lose these areas, we usually don't come back to these areas until the London session or the New York session. So we've gotten this set up the last 2 nights that we've gotten out of these areas. So this was the one last night. So as you can see, we kind of consolidated around the bottom of our PM session trading, and it just sold off all night. To me, I find Sunday nights probably the easiest to trade the Asia market. But we don't get this set up every night. But like I said, I just got out of a trade. We were in that trade for probably an hour and 45 minutes. Yes, I have 7 or 8 funded accounts that are all with Apex and Bulanox, but I don't trade those during the Asia market because I've only been trading the Asia market consistently probably since early December. And I still struggle with it every now and then. And that's just because you have to be so patient and wait. Like, almost put you to sleep waiting for something to happen. And so I just trade 2 evals that I got Padeas that I'm trying to work on passing. Right now, we're probably we're up 26,000 or, basically $1,100. So we got to make 1,500. So we're about $480 away from passing our first Padeas account. I'm hoping by either the end of the week or next week, we can get this pretty close to being finished. Then we can start having a funded account to trade in the Asia market. Most of the time, we're just looking for like 40 or 50 bucks in the Asia market because it's so slow that I think just even getting 50, 60 bucks is good. During the daytime, we trade on our ninja charts. Let me find my ninja charts. I kind of messed it up a while ago. So most of the time, if you're around, if you're here with me in the daytime, this is what usually my charts look like. Show like a little bit of resistance here. Usually like around the previous day open and close, I like taking entries. So a lot of just support and resistant areas for entries on evals. This is what I look for my funded trades. We didn't get anything this morning because we just consolidate sideways. So I really didn't have an entry I liked. So we didn't take that one. Unfortunately, we just had to sit there and just watch it. This would have been your setup for, is that Monday or Friday? Wait, I can't tell what date we are here. I feel like this is Monday. So usually in the morning, so you almost have to pretend like none of this is here. So you got a high, you got a low, and your next candle, you're waiting to pull back into discount inside the fifth. This is the pre-market 15-minute candle from 8 o'clock to 8:15. I was just trying to make sure we weren't moving down. And so a lot of times what I'm doing is I'll pull fib on this whole leg. You're waiting for us to hit like that 60 to 70% back in discount. So this would have been Monday's setup. We didn't get one today. This one would have been Friday. So what this would have been your high. This candle right here. Then you get a newer low. It doesn't have to necessarily be a lower low or a low. It just has to be a lower high, or, just make a previous run down. And then the next candle, you're looking to pull back inside that 15-minute candle, which it did. This is the candle right here. It pulled back not quite deep into discount, but you got about 60% or even 50% of the pullback. And this is what we usually trade our funded accounts on. So this would have been. Sometimes it looks a little messy. You just kind of have to overlook all that stuff when you're trading this. So this is your high. This is right before the opening. And you probably could have used this low down here, since this was kind of all in that same move here where it pushed up, pushed down, it went up. I don't know. I would have to just see where I was at in the moment when we were trading this, but you still got the same thing. You pushed out, then pushed back in. So pretty much the gist of it. You're just looking for a retest of our 15-minute range. Unfortunately, this morning we did not get that because this thing just went straight up. We never even. So like this morning was one of the few mornings that we didn't get that push back into it. It literally consolidated straight across into it and just blasted. And all we can do is just sit here and watch. So I was even red on my funded today just because, I don't know. It just seemed like, to me, I don't usually like trading whenever we feel like we have that news candle where it makes the market structure off. And to me, this doesn't make the market feel right whenever we get this 100-point candle straight up and it doesn't pull back into the market structure. Because, once you lose this, the structure's gone. It's just whatever happens above it starting over. So that's kind of how the morning went. Thank you for the follow, Connie. Now, if we get 50% of this move, let me take these charts out of the way because I'm not trading those. I did not expect us to get a V-shaped recovery so quick here. Okay. I mean, like I said, I don't feel like we're doing like no complete reversal. I think this is just a pullback. Possibly looking for another short. Unless we get like a big leg pushed up and kind of like pull back where it looks like this. Thank you for the follow. CIZ. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong there, sir or ma'am. Goodness, I cannot stop yawning tonight, man. Yeah, we were red on one of our Buleys tonight. We lost, or this morning, we lost like $300 on our funded accounts. Luckily, we were up between 11 and 1200, so it kind of knocked us back down between like 7 and 800 with our fundeds. Then my Apex funded, I think we ended up with like a $300 move. So, And usually I don't over leverage that much on the fundeds. Most of the time it's just 2 micros. But I do have 2 funded accounts that I set to the side, and I've been trading kind of aggressive lately. So thanks for the follow, man. What's up, Misty? How are you doing tonight? Oof. Uh-oh. It's like reconnecting. I don't know why it does that. Hopefully it came back, guys. I'm not really sure why it's losing connection. Makes no sense to me. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. So the only thing we can really look for here would be a 50% pullback of this leg, and then maybe another sell down. I still want us to have the opportunity to target that big leg from earlier today. I don't know if anybody caught this move or not. This big leg. Be careful if you're trading tomorrow. CPI numbers are tomorrow morning, so just be aware of that. So if we have a lot of movement in this overnight session, it can just be really garbage price action tomorrow until we get past those CPI numbers. I'm glad we took 50 points out of that last trade and not let it come all the way back up here within 30 points. We did leave, roughly 20 points on the table. Last night, the 907s, there was a lot of support sitting up here at the 907s. That's where we took our short last night in those 900s. Man. Get some water. Sorry. Like I said, I'm still not into the longs. I'm just waiting. I just think this is going to be a pullback for us to move deeper. And that was almost just kind of like a retest of the 900s there. Was that 97? 10 points? We are switching accounts. We have not got a trade on this account today. And we're at 540. Well, I think we lost a little bit last night on this one because we were a little over 600. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do is I want to take another sell here because I feel like we still can run those 32s or even that big wick to the downside. I finally got stopped out for my last sell. I was actually short from 930 on my last trade. I almost wish I would have copy traded and took, both accounts. That way I could be done. Where's your entry from, Dat? Since you're adding to your sell. Goodness. Past the 5-minute OB. And my back is killed. Sorry. Oh, the 23% or 85? Those are just my Fibonacci lines that we had pulled out to see what kind of pullback we could possibly get on this to see if we get back into discount. I don't know how well you guys can see the numbers on the Fibonacci there. So this is just fib for this whole leg that we've moved down since we've opened. Nice, Jake. How long you been trading on your sim account? You should have picked you up one of those 4 days. Oh, okay. So you just recently started out. I think I remember that. Weren't you in here last week, Jake? The one asking about sim accounts? Did you end up getting you a eval with any of those other prop firms, like the cheap prop firms? Did you look into those with like Apex or Bulanox when they were 90% off? Man, we had a nice sell-off earlier, Jake. We were short from 9:30. We took a nice little 50-point trade before it had this pullback here. No, just okay. So you just use the TradingView data? Yeah, I've never even taken a trade with TradingView. Yeah, this morning, man, it went straight up. I missed the whole trade setup this morning because I didn't get a setup that I like for my fund. It just went straight up like 150 points. All I can do is sit there and watch. And I'm one of those people, if I missed a trade, I won't follow it. So I'll just have to sit there and watch. I never chase 5-minute candles. I always wait for the very next 15 or 5-minute candle before I enter. So like this morning, when this thing just blasted, all we can do is just sit here and watch. Because if you try to chase that, you just get blasted. Oh, from that trade this morning, you were closing quick? The breakout? Yeah, that's some issues that I also had. And when I first started out, is I would close my trades way too soon. I just be like in and out real quick. Well, you can it's almost better to think of it as real money, even though we both know it's not. It's just maybe it'll help you mentally whenever you start trading either real money or like a funded account that you've had to invest a lot of money in. Uh, whew. So if we're able to find another short entry, I think we're going to probably get off the stream here in 10, 15 minutes and see and just hold it. I was planning on staying a little longer, but man, my eyes are so heavy right now. I'm having a hard time just holding my eyes open this evening. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Just practice, get used to the charts. Now, I couldn't help you much with TradingView because I've never used TradingView to trade. The the only accounts that I've ever traded on, the ones I told you about last time, was Tradeovate, Ninja, and Quantower. These are Quantower charts. So if you ever see me trading with these charts, these are Quantower. And this is the Ninja charts here. And I don't really trade on Tradeovate. So what I do, so I can copy trade. Ah. So you're only allowed to have one Ripnica connection open up at a time on Ninja. So what I do is I got funded accounts with Apex on Tradeovate. Unfortunately, I do have 3 Apex funded accounts with Ripnic too, but I would have to close my Bewley accounts and switch over to Apex. But this way, if you sign up for accounts, if you're going to use Ninja and you're going to use copy trading, I would have your one Ripnic account and then the rest of them sign up for Tradeovate. And this way you can trade them all at the same time or at different times or whatever you want to do. And this way you don't have to disconnect and connect. So like right here, if I want to add my other 3 funded accounts with this account, I would have to close out the Bulanox accounts and switch over to those accounts. So like you would just go disconnect, it'll close those out, then hit the Apex again. Oh, do we got a leg? I may try. Let's see. Man, is this the biggest leg pullback, or do y'all think this is gonna be a trap move here? The only thing with Bulanox, Jake, is it's usually cheaper up front, but it's a little bit more expensive on the back end. Lately, Apex has probably been the best buy as far as cheap accounts go. If you're a new trader and you just don't really want to pay the expensive upfront evals. I mean, there's always other, other prop firms to use, but being new, I'd want to be in as little as possible. FTMO. What does that one stand for? I don't know if I know those abbreviations. Let's see. What is that? Funded. Oh, it's Alpha. I've seen a lot of people use them. Haven't really heard any complaints. Yeah, I see a lot of people on TikTok using Alpha. You kind of want to. It's like, man, I don't really know what this is going to be. I don't know if this is going to be the pullback with the pull down, or if this is just going to be the first leg here for the pullback for this leg. So what I'm saying with that is, if you pull fib on this leg, is this going to be just a 30% pullback to move higher? That's what I'm not sure what's going to happen here. That's why it could be a fake out. Yeah, I spent a lot of time staring at charts, Jack. Like I said, we're just kind of waiting to see if this is going to be the pullback leg or if this is going to be the leg that dumps back down. Are you talking about like on the 4 hours, a downtrend at the moment? Thank you guys for the follow, Rain. If you got short, your stop loss would have to go all the way up to here. My thing is, I don't know what's going to happen once we hit that 75. Do we hit the 75 and just rip back up to the 900s? Or it's looking pretty. All right. There's the first 75 whole number kind of touch. find my trading view charts here. Like I said, just kind of be impatient here because I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. This could be that leg pullback before we go back to the run some more liquidity to the upside. So just going to have to be patient here and wait. That's the one thing about trading Tokyo, guys. You got to have lots of patience. You can be sitting here just staring at the screen for a good hour. Then you only move like 10 points. So the reason why we're not taking the short, guys, is because, like I was saying, I don't know if this is just going to be the first pullback for this leg, since we didn't really make a low, but we make a newer low for this leg. Then we made a newer high. You know, we broke this high, we broke this low. And so now I just don't know if we're going to continue higher here. What were you saying? What's up, D-Bad or D-Baldwin? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm waiting on too. I'm just not sure what's going to happen here, Baldwin. That's kind of what I was saying. I didn't know if this was just going to be a pullback for this leg to move higher, so I just wasn't sure. This is that first initial pullback slash for either go higher or the pullback to either run back to the lows. So this is where you just got to be a little patient. What's up, R? How are you doing? We're good. I am on the sleepy bus tonight, man. My eyes are heavy for some reason tonight. I don't know if it's just because I spent so much time in front of the computer today or what. I mean, you got to think, man. We've been in front of this computer probably off and on since, 6 o'clock this morning? Then we streamed from, 9:15 to about 11. Then we did the My Funded Futures for about an hour. Took a break. Then we're pretty much watching the charts again, kind of right at the close. Then got back on again at 6 o'clock for the opening. And we shorted at 9:30 tonight. So a lot of time sitting here staring at the screens today. I think that's why my eyes hurt. My eyes are killing me tonight. It's almost even, I had a headache earlier until I took like some medicine for it. Oh, goodness. I feel like I've been yawning all night too. How have you been, Baldwin? I haven't seen a little bit. Yeah, I'm looking to enter in another spot somewhere in here. I'm hoping. I'm not sure if we're going to get a short or long. I don't really care what we get. for chilling the most. Yeah, okay, you're at work this evening? I didn't have to do the work thing today. I do tomorrow. Even those days are long because a lot of times it's stream in the morning, kind of do some work during the midday, then stream at night. That's kind of what I've been doing lately. Like, it just makes the weeks long too. It's even worse when the market's just creeping by. It's like, man, you can't even really having no kind of conversation about what's going on in the markets. It's just trading sideways, especially here in the Asia market. That I'm not sure, Sad. I've never done any kind of crypto trading, so I probably wouldn't be the one for, giving you advice on what to do with crypto. I know I've seen some other streamers around, or there's other, streamers out there that will just stream crypto. But I have no experience with crypto, so I definitely couldn't give you any advice on what to do. Pretty much back in this consolidation zone from earlier. Whew. What is Methodical Man doing? Is Methodical Man looking for a short or long here? I can't see it. No, we are in United States, in Arkansas. Northwest Arkansas. Or where the University of Arkansas is at. For any possible Razorback fans out there. At least we didn't wait till the Asian market to try to find our move, and we took our move earlier. So if I can't find anything on this one account, we'll just come back tomorrow and see what we find, or maybe we'll wake up in the middle of the night and see what the London session's doing. Definitely a big thanks for all the new followers tonight and the likes. So if you're just joining us, guys, we're kind of just stuck in a weird spot right now. So I don't know if we're going to be going down or up right now. We're kind of back into this consolidation zone, this little idiot box. We got equal lows sitting down there. I mean, it'd be nice if we can run those equal lows. Maybe we can grab like a little 10-point trade plus a runner and target these equal lows down there. Right here. See how they like right there? And most of the time, the market will run these equal lows. They hardly ever leave equal lows just untested there. Turn these off. So we'll stick around for maybe like 10 more minutes, guys. Like I said, I'm so sleepy tonight. I'm struggling to stay awake at the moment. And we'll be back. What? Let me see what time those CPI numbers are in the morning. Maybe we'll start early in the morning if they're at like, say, 7 o'clock or something. So sorry if the screen is so bright here. Looks like all that is happening at so 7:30 my time, so 8:30 in the morning is going to be all the CPI numbers. This is just Central Time, so this might be the move tonight, and we'll just be chopping sideways for the market, waiting on these CPI numbers. So we got CPI numbers, we got new home sales, and we got the 30-year bond auction for anybody, and that right there just usually gives a little bump, not too much. The same with the new home sales. You'll probably get a little bump with that one. But these CPI numbers, you should get some nice movement. So that's what's going to be happening tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be back early in the morning, Jake. I usually wake up fairly early in the morning. Most of the time, man, I'm up at like 4 o'clock in the morning my time. So even if I got off the stream now and I was asleep between like 9 and 9:30, I'd be back up at 4:30 in the morning. So this could just be the leg here. So this is kind of what we were talking about. This could be the leg at 75. But 75 could be going back up to the, what do you want to call it? The 900s. London session starts for me at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's for Central Time. I think, is it? They're like 5 or 6 hours behind us. So, yeah. 2 o'clock for me for Central Time. And for 3 o'clock for Eastern Time. You're Central? Yeah, I'm Central too. Yeah, Jake, I live in Northwest Arkansas. So, I'm kind of right there beside that Missouri, Oklahoma kind of line. All right, so this was the, we're about to have a new 5-minute candle here. So let's see what happens with this next 5-minute candle. Let's see if we get some kind of pullback here. Like I said, I wouldn't mind finding something where I can pick up like a 10-point trade or something. Try to pick up like 40 or 50 bucks. That was right off the 23% of this candle here. We're only going to be in this for like 3 points, so we're not going to be risking very much. The stop loss, the entry is like right there at the 90, and the stop loss is at the bottom of this wick. So 3 points. Because it could reverse hard off that 90. I usually don't ever recommend trading into the 90, but since we've already hit it a couple times, We hit that 75, so I'm hoping, wonder if we get a push up to retest those 900s again. If we get above like 95, 96, I may even go to break even on one of these contracts because I didn't realize I was on 2 and I went in with 4. So I could almost close 2 of these contracts off at 5. Like I said, we're only in this for 3 points. So if it gets stopped out, we get stopped out. All right, so we like I said, we had a very tight stop loss on that. All right, guys, like I said, that's gonna do it for me tonight. We're pretty sleepy, so we were just seeing if we can get a nice little quick run up to the 900s, and I still think we may. I mean, I still feel like this is going to be the 900 push here. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching tonight, and we will be back for the New York session in the morning. So this is at where we're at on these accounts. That little small loss cost me $30 on this account. So we're still in the 500s on this account. The other account that we traded, we had a little over 100. We did leave about 40 or $50 on the table tonight. And what is it? We're up 26,127. So we still need to make another, what, 380 on this account to get it to the threshold we're looking for. Thank you guys for watching. Be careful if you plan on trading another night. Just keep your losses small. It usually shouldn't hurt your feelings too bad to take small losses. Or, learn to live with the red. So like today we had to live with red with our Bewley account. We took like a $300 loss on one of our Bewley accounts today. What I do then is whenever I take like a loss like that, I just turn the account off, because what happens is a lot of people, and I've done it myself, is you'll get a red account and you're like, man, I can't live with that red. Then you'll go into the next trade like twice as many contracts, and then it's just downhill from there, guys. Thank you, Jake. Uh-oh. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry I'm taking a minute. I got like 3 chats that I had to type in. So I have 2 YouTube chats and 1 TikTok chat. So remember, guys, that I may even be on a little earlier in the morning for the CPI numbers. Alrighty, thank you guys. Gotta find...